Alright, so I'm going to get straight to the point. This is something, obviously this is all written beneath this video if you want to just read it versus having to listen to me drone on and on about it, but we take what we're announcing very seriously, so I wanted to talk it through a little bit. So let me stick to the script here. Um, the most important thing to us as event runners is to run the best events we can for our players. This means unique experiences. This means that everyone comes away having a great time thinking or talking about stories for years to come from that event. That's our primary goal. Um, we've had a lot of success this year. For 2017, we've had Wasteland 5, which was a huge success, and we're really looking forward to the next event for that. Um, Tiberian Dawn, which was a brand new series, went fantastically well and will be even bigger next year. So I'm really excited for that. We also run HVZ events. Godfall was a huge success this year. I think our best HVZ event we've ever run, all thanks to Frowning. Um, we also ran a Crucible, which was definitely one of the more brutal events we've run recently, which the players seem to really, really enjoy that one. So, um, but don't get me wrong, Lost Republic was my baby a few years ago and is definitely one of my most favorite games to run. Because it's truly a unique experience. It's chaos. It's brutal, and it's just full of explosions and smoke, and just it's just a lot of fun. And it definitely provides a unique experience because you're having not just a force on force event, but really it's all about a civilian population trying to make its way through or navigate through an occupation force, and that's something that we don't get to run very often. Because of that, because it's so special, it's very important to us as an organization to make sure we get it right, like that it's perfect for you guys. And we did a slight format change this year than what we did last year in terms of how we announce events. Before we would, this is going back all the way back to 2005. If we were running a special event, we'd normally give it like 4 to 6 months notice for players to join up and sign on for it. And this year we start doing a more of a kind of a leapfrog approach where we run an event, you know, then we announce the next event after that event, and that worked great for from Wasteland to Godfall to Tiberian Dawn to Crucible and so on and so forth. That system did not work though for Lost Republic. It did not give enough time for players to register for it, and it also opened us up to an area where players who would love to go aren't able to go on that weekend because they didn't have enough notice to be able to plan for it or know about it, so on and so forth. Um, we we there is a chance that by the time the event rolls through, we'd have enough registered players to make it the experience we want to make it, but that's a risk. And my I've talked to my Frowny about this and guys about this a bunch, and I just don't feel comfortable taking that risk with you guys. I'd much rather do it right when we have the time for you guys to be able to talk about it, get people involved with it, and get them registered for it. So um, we've only done this once before, and MAASF's been around since 2005. We've only postponed one other game before. This game we're looking to postpone back to November. And the reason for that is that I have a lot of there's a lot of scheduling that goes into events. There's a lot of uh, complications. My complications is that on top of also still running Survival this year, and we have a date scheduled for that, which you'll be hearing about real soon. I am also getting married, which is awesome. I'm really excited about that, but it also means that I am putting a whole month aside for that, on top of something else involving my job is involving a major event happening in Providence, Rhode Island, called HasCon. So I will also be very involved with that as well. So it's about scheduling issues. Putting the event into November allows us to give you guys, the players, time to register for it, to talk about it, to plan for it. The event's already written; it's ready to go. We've invested a lot of resources into getting props for it. We're doing patches, flags. Those will all be in real soon, actually. and a lot of special devices that we're cooking up for you guys to add a little bit of flavor to the evening. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to put up a poll, which is below all this, and in that poll you'll have an option of 2 dates in November you can pick from. You can pick both if both work for you. You can pick one that doesn't work for you. You can talk to us in the comments. Um, we also understand that this might be disappointing to players. It's disappointing to me. I hate having to do this, but again, I'd rather take the fire and flame of fire and flame. That's a stupid thing to say. I'd rather face the music in terms of the disappointment, the potential disappointment of moving the event, than having 40 players come out, 50 players come out, and it not being the experience I wanted to deliver to them. So we understand that. So if you've prepaid and registered, and if you plan to still go, you're good to go. We're going to be giving out an extra gift or two to everyone who will be, whether they prepaid or registered. You are good to go. You're going to get a little extra special gift for being able to attend in November. If you are not able to attend, or if you want a refund, just message MAASF directly. We will refund you in full. We'll be doing that in a larger group, because the way GoFundMe works is I have to send an email in. We haven't taken any of the money. Basically, we left all the money in their hands because we were one we don't really take the money out until we're actually going to make a major purchase. But in this case, we had already invested the money into the event, so it was more like it was going to be invested in the next event. But the other reason too is that it comes in handy is that if we run into a situation like this, we can send out refunds. So we are going to be sending a list of people who be wanting refunds back to them, and they're going to send you in full back your refund. So if you are good to go and you still want to attend the event, stay as you are right now. Anything changes, you just let us know. If you are looking for a refund, just message us. We'll take care of it for you. I personally apologize for this. This is a lot of different factors, as I wrote about in the post, that maybe we could have planned for. Event running is a complex it's a complex thing, and I can say safely, more often than not, we get everything right. And when I say everything, I mean we make sure our players are happy, that our games are efficiently run so that we can keep running more of them, and that we are normally pretty good at scheduling them too in terms of times. This is a case where we missed our mark in terms of giving people enough time to plan for it, in terms of their schedules, and we also weren't able to find a date that apparently worked for a lot of people. We had a lot of old-time players, regular people that we work with all the time, people that we rely on to help bring flavor for you guys, because they have so much experience, who told us that they would love to be at the event, but they can't be there in terms of the date and scheduling time for a variety of reasons. So we're going to push it back. If you can go, awesome. I promise you a fantastic experience. That whole month period is going to be full of a lot of great events, and I definitely promise you Lost Republic will be definitely one of the best things you'll ever get to go to in terms of your airsoft career. But yeah, thank you for listening, and again, I appreciate all of your support, and hope to see you at Lost Republic, at Autumn Justice, at Copper Green, Survival, all these events. I'll be at all of them. Stay safe, guys.